The 80,000 Bitcoin whale has officially signed off and disappeared into the sunset. He's gone, guys. He just made his money and he left. Let's dive deep. Let's dive deeper into this whole mysterious situation. Now, this was on July 25th. We got an update. The recent transfer of the 80,000 Bitcoin dormant for 14 years came from wallets originally hosted by MyBitcoin. Now, I don't know what this was, so I had to search it up, guys, and I have it in my notes. Now, MyBitcoin was one of the earliest custodial Bitcoin platforms, operating around 2011 as a centralized online wallet service. It allowed users to store, manage, and transact Bitcoin without needing to handle the complexities of private keys or self-custody themselves. Essentially, it functioned as a precursor to modern centralized cryptocurrency exchanges, offering a user-friendly interface for individuals to buy, hold, and trade Bitcoin during a time when the cryptocurrency ecosystem was still in its infancy. Wow. So even back then, this was an issue, because look what happened. The wallets had been inactive since April 2011, before MyBitcoin collapsed in a hack that July. Okay, so what happened then was historical data from MyBitcoin statement on August 4th, 2011 and blockchain analysis indicates the hack skill valued at $2 million then and now $8 billion, $8 to $12 billion, around $10 billion, with no forensic evidence confirming the culprit, raising questions about whether it was an inside job or state-sponsored theft. Exactly, right? So supposedly, this service that was called MyBitcoin, quote unquote, got hacked. Okay, we don't know if it was an inside job or not, but people say it most likely was, guys. Okay, and back then, they stole. It was $2 million worth of Bitcoin, and which was 80,000 Bitcoin, guys. But now it was worth, before he sold, I think 10 billion. Okay, again, which raises questions about, hey, be very careful out there, right? Brings upon trauma, like not your keys, not your coins, not your coins, not your keys. But so what happened then was that it's been confirmed. Galaxy Digital confirms the sale of 80,000 Satoshi era Bitcoin via official press release. Right now, we don't know who this person was, guys. Now, this was in the era of Satoshi. Okay, when he was active, which again raises another question. What was the question, Extravod? Like, why is it so important that, hey, well, what matters if 80,000 bitcoins were sold? Okay, because even if he did sell, you may ask, okay, well, if there's a seller, there needs to be a buyer, right? And you're correct, but here's why this is a concern. I don't know who held these bitcoins. Obviously, he had to be someone important. Either he hacked these bitcoins, or it was an inside job to make it seem like it was hacked so they could get away with it. Okay? That person, whoever it may have been, or that entity, just sold all of his Bitcoin right here, I think. If not here, guys, okay? It was around this region. When Bitcoin, quote unquote, topped out, though I don't believe we have topped out. This came out July 25th, stating, from Galaxy Digital, a global leader in digital assets and data center infrastructure, today announced the successful execution of one of the largest notional Bitcoin transactions in the history of crypto on behalf of a client. Galaxy completed the sale of more than 80,000 Bitcoin, valued at over $9 billion based on current market prices, for a Satoshi era investor representing one of the earliest and most significant exits from the digital asset markets. The transaction was part of the investor's broader estate planning strategy. Oh, wow. Okay, so was it on the open market or over the counter? Most likely over the counter, because if they would have sold on the open market, I don't know. I think it would have hit Bitcoin hard, guys. But again, who bought the Bitcoins? That's another question to ask ourselves, right? There needs to be a sacrificial piece. Who will it be? So, yeah, the guy sold off completely, guys, around this region, right, over the counter. It was handled through Galaxy Digital over the counter, and maybe even some on the open market, right? Who knows? But he's now long gone, guys, right? And remember, the Bitcoins were supposedly from the service platform called My Bitcoin, and after the incident happened, the platform collapsed, right? And then the founder disappeared. So let us ask ourselves, why now? Bitcoin just proved it could absorb a $9 billion sell order in 36 hours with minimal market disruption, right? But let me tell you why they're gonna pump Bitcoin to go higher. I'll explain why so simply. It's so easy, right? Remember, Bitcoin is right now, it's like a puppet, guys, right? It's controlled, and it must keep going higher, right? It will keep going higher and higher and higher. If Satoshi wanted to sell all his Bitcoins right now, there probably isn't enough liquidity. Well, Satoshi now knows there could be, right? If they sold on the open market 80,000 Bitcoin worth $10 billion, and Bitcoin barely moved, right? It literally didn't even do anything right here. It went to it dumped to 115K, okay? When they were selling off, Satoshi now knows, hey, maybe Bitcoin has a lot of liquidity and now he can market sell all in one go. Though I don't think it was on the open market, because I think Bitcoin would have died if it was, right? Due to liquidity reasons. I think it was over the counter, okay? Handling off the open market, guys. So it doesn't hurt Bitcoin as much. Maybe there was a bit, right, on the open market. I don't know though. The reason why they're going to keep pumping Bitcoin, so would you want there to be more liquidity, right? And then while it's going up, you sell off your Bitcoin, right? Why didn't the 80K Bitcoin guy sell it down there, right? There wasn't any interest possibly for someone to buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, but maybe here there is, right? Bitcoin's above 100K. There's so much excitement, FOMO, euphoria. What if it's at 500K? What if Bitcoin is at $1 million? Then maybe Satoshi would have the hunger to sell, right, at those higher prices, more liquidity plus extra liquidity. That's why they're gonna keep pumping Bitcoin, right? So all these Satoshi era investors flee before the collapse, in my humble opinion. That's what I think is happening here. Not trying to FUD or sound shizo, but it's actually concerning that multiple Satoshi era wallets are exiting entirely. These are OG cypherpunks from a tight-knit circle who might collectively know something insane like Bitcoin has a fatal flaw or Satoshi is about to reactivate. This is what other Bitcoin, the Bitcoin community is stating, guys. This isn't from me, right? His name is literally BTC NFT 420. That's a crazy name, number one. But again, has Bitcoin in his name. He's a part of the Bitcoin community, and now they're asking, even though people are saying like, okay, he made a bunch of money, and they're like debating on his theory here, right? And people are now finally waking up. Why did this happen? And why are these wallets from a decade plus ago waking up? Can someone walk me through the logic of selling 80,000 Bitcoin all at once? He didn't even, you know when you're the way to exit markets and enter markets, it's usually through dollar cost averaging out or dollar cost averaging in. The guy did not care at all. He was like, bye, I'm out. Let me just grab $10 billion worth of USD, United States dollars, and I'm gone. I'm sailing out to the sunset. I don't care if it goes higher, right? Why did he do it all at once? That's insane. If you were in that position, I guess I could think that I would do it all at once too, right? Because then I wouldn't have to worry about Bitcoin ever again in my entire life and generations to come. Though, why didn't he even hold a little bit, right? Let's just say 10,000 Bitcoin for his generations, right? For his children. Why? Who knows? That's insane. That's literally so much money though, right? The taxes on that thing, guys. But again, when you're up billions of dollars, does it even matter? It doesn't, right? It doesn't matter at all. Please like today's video from IBM. Maybe there's something interesting going on behind the scenes though. I honestly think, this is just my opinion, the reason why there's so much wallets becoming reactive is because of Satoshi Nakamoto. They got the call. Obviously, if you're a Satoshi era investor, guys, right? You know something. You had to have known something. You're probably an insider. You got the call from your friend, something like that, right? And now you're in that circle, right? And they probably got the call that, hey, Satoshi is gonna wake up possibly next year, not tomorrow, but maybe next year, and then they want to get out before that day, right? Because as soon as one Satoshi coin moves, one Satoshi Bitcoin moves, all bots will get triggered, and he probably won't sell either. He's gonna wait a little bit, then sell, out of the blue. When his wallet becomes active again, when he transfers all his Bitcoins, but he's not gonna sell, right? Because I think the market will sell off when they see that happening. He's gonna wait till the market rebounces up again. He's gonna try to get as much money as possible from IBM. We are building more than quantum computers. We are building a system that uses quantum to solve real-world problems that were once considered impossible. So let's say if Satoshi were to wake up, what would be the issue? Like, why would he wake up? Because he hasn't woken up for however long, 15 years or whatever. He would know maybe there's an issue with Bitcoin fundamentally, right? With the code, with something, I don't know. Maybe perhaps it's this from Elon Musk. Grok, estimate the probability of quantum computing cracking SHA-256, right? Which is Bitcoin. So, algorithm. Based on 2025 assessments from NIST and IBM and expert surveys, the probability of quantum computing cracking SHA-256 is near 0% in the next 5 years and less than 10% by 2035. It requires millions of error-corrected qubits. So it's not going to be this, it seems like, unless this is a black swan event soon. I don't think it will be this then. It has to have been something else, right, that attacks Bitcoin. I don't know what it will be, guys. Maybe a 51% attack, who knows, right? But something is definitely brewing here. When you see all these wallets fleeing and jumping ship like never before. This isn't financial advice. I would just prepare. Stay cautious, guys. But again, I do believe they're going to pump Bitcoin to go higher. It's so easy because they need out. That's why. So not financial advice. So let's see what happens next. But again, we're trying to dive deep here. Let's see what happens next. But it's Sophie's Mazias. See ya.